Thanks for joining me. I'm George Longenecker, president of the Poetry Society of Vermont, retired faculty from Vermont Technical College. I'd like to thank the Kellogg-Hubbard Library and particularly Michelle Singer for arranging these recordings. Though we can't be here in person, at least you can hear some of the reading that Geza Tetrale and I were going to do on the environment and nature. Today I'll be reading from my book, Star Root, which came out in 2018 from Main Street Rag. And I'll also be reading one of Geza's poems from his book, Extinction. Thanks again, and let's get started. Raw Crude. A harder time is coming, Paul Celan. They hunch around a fire beneath the bridge, hazy faces lit in its glow, like a painting by Van Gogh. Beds of cardboard and shredded blankets. By the off-ramp, a woman with a baby holds out her hat. A good day, 2 5s and a 10 before noon, when she hides behind a hedge to nurse. On Refugio Beach, near Highway 1, the pipeline from an oil platform bursts. Raw crude gushes onto sand and into the Santa Barbara Channel. Some nights we'd lie there on a beach blanket after dark. People with nowhere else to go would sneak into the park to sleep. One night we gave away our wine and cheese. But it's never enough to hand out scraps, to mop up oil after the pipe has burst, to toss a few coins in a hat, to bathe a dying pelican in detergent. Maybe there's no apocalypse, just the end of another empire fueled by raw crude. Toss another denarius in a mother's hat, mop up your spills, and keep on eating. This is a new poem I just wrote. I suppose one of the mixed blessings of this pandemic is that we writers are coming up with new ideas. But I'd rather things were back to normal. The spread. Many living things spread from place to place, and nature doesn't differentiate between good and bad. In spring, starlings flock, chirp, and nest. People may not think them beautiful, but they're just doing what birds do. Though I'm more enchanted by the wood thrush, whose melodic call fills our woods in June, or by robins who sing from dawn to dusk and search the lawn for worms. Like starlings, those earthworms aren't native here. Both have spread from place to place. And things spread we'd rather not think about, like viruses, which aren't alive, and do just fine using us to spread, like the 1918 flu pandemic, which spread from birds in Europe and traveled home with troops, who my grandfather treated. But there was little a doctor could do without antibiotics or vaccine, and death continued to spread from place to place. Like dark flocks of starlings, it spreads its wings. We can't see or hear it, can't know who carries it. A virus that spreads when we speak. COVID-19 may kill us unless we wear the mask. Pandemic, pestilence, plague. There are some who live in medieval times, question the need for vaccine, don't believe disease can spread, would rather die than quarantine. Perhaps they'd rather live in 1413. Black birds flock and hover, spread from place to place, wait in treetops and on rooftops. Day after day, we stay at home and wait. knowing nature doesn't differentiate. Except for chirping birds, streets are as quiet as if we were already gone. Train whistles. Train whistles in the night, long, low moans of coal cars carrying dinosaurs east, then returning empty across Nebraska. Horns wail through Agala and Omaha. Trains pass over buried bones of mastodons, hauling fossiliferous fuel through the Nebraska night. Diesel engines call each other, the coal train's long lament, a requiem for fossils exhumed and delivered through Nebraska in the night. Train whistles in the night, the burning of the earth, ancient species transformed into electricity. In power plant furnaces, bright lights of Lincoln and Omaha lit by dinosaurs riding long coal trains. In a requiem for extinction, trains howl in the Nebraska night. And this is one from Geza Tetrali's book, Extinction. I'll read you the title poem. Originally, Geza and I had planned to do this reading together, so I'm doing part of my half and on this theme of environment and nature. We had also planned one for Earth Day in Woodstock, but things fell apart. Extinction by Geza Tetrali. I can picture the mighty mastodon, the towering ivoried hairy beast that ruled and roamed this primeval earth, the fierce dinosaurs of the Jurassic, those huge cold-blooded reptilian beasts battling each other for primacy. Through the microscope of my failing mind, in the imagined black hole of creation, I see tiny single-celled organisms, the chemical precursors to all life. I ask, when humankind is no longer, who or what will conceive this strange being that destroyed Earth and all life, including itself, as if it had been preordained? This is one of my newer ones. I'm sentimental for the Paleolithic. Since I'm kind of a retro guy who's never much liked the Neolithic or those neoconservatives with their guns, bombs, and money telling me to get a job, when I'd rather be reading Whitman or Thoreau and sitting under a tree on a spring day in LaSalle, really, life was easy. Plenty of leisure time, and as long as your flints were sharp, enough food to go around. We had time to paint, enjoy a cup of Bordeaux, eat roast trout and fresh strawberries. That Neolithic was too damn much work, growing grain 8 to 5 every day when we could be picking chanterelles and spearing goats in the woods. Oh, they make fun of us now, savages, cavemen. But we lived longer and stronger, we Paleolithic men and women. Yes, back then women had some power, and those cave paintings were damn good. We had time to draw flowers, to watch stars. We counted seasons by the night sky, knew when solstice was coming. Then we'd make love all night. Our world was empty then, yet so full of everything we needed. Wrap me in fur and take me back to the Paleolithic any day. And let's finish with this one. And thank you so much for joining me today. We can't be together in person, but this is almost as good. It doesn't matter much on Jupiter. You wake me to see Jupiter so bright, aligned with 4 more planets, Saturn, Mars, Venus, and Mercury. When the moon sets, those other worlds glow. All night, barred owls call back and forth from palms and pines. Breeze off the Everglades brushes our skin like moth wings, carries scent of mud from mangrove swamps. So far to Jupiter, and yet the planets tonight are as close as our bodies on this blanket where we lie 3 feet above sea level. Palm fronds tick in the wind. For a while, owls still call as clouds turn pink. It doesn't matter much on Jupiter that Earth's polar ice melts or Florida slips undersea. Planets and stars fall to the horizon. A storm blows on Jupiter, older than all of our history. Love, I hope we can survive for one more night. Thanks again for joining me.